What up, everybody? This is El Boogie. This is my first video for the year 2021. If you are friends with me on Facebook or any other social media, you will notice that I have been uploading a few of my older videos from last year. Well, it is a new year, and I have been planning on, taking some time to make some videos, but I'm back out here in these streets turning these corners, so I thought that it would be a good time to make videos. Different point in my life, I have a lot of time to tie up some loose ends and do some things that I have been waiting for the right time to do. Of course, like I say, there's no right time. So I'm at a different point in my life where I have a lot of extra time, so I could, take care of some things that I want to take care of in the new year. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about something. I can't quite remember what it was, but I did basically want to come on and make a little short video letting you guys know that from this point forward I will be coming up with some new content. As you can see, I'm somewhat masked for this video, but that's the nature of what we're going through right now with this pandemic and whatnot. You have to wear, well, I don't know, people are becoming more and more lax, and some people are wearing them, some people aren't. I worked in the medical device industry for years, and in clean rooms, and wore a mask at work for 8 hours at a time, so it's not really a big deal to me. But what I did notice was my health. I very rarely caught a cold, virus, or anything those 4 years straight that I wore a mask on my job. So, pandemic or not, I've kind of been wearing a mask, so it's not really a big deal. And practicing social distancing, because I don't like nobody up on me anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted, just gloss over some events. We had a pandemic last year. There was a recent election. That's a lot. So it's going to be, I have a lot of topics to cover, a lot of current events and a lot of topics to cover, and a lot of other, hopefully motivational things that I want to cover while I'm starting to begin to make more content. So, this is El Boogie. I'm back. Today is Monday. I don't know exactly what day, but I know it's Monday, and we're damn near in the middle of March. So, y'all guys all right? I hope so. I'll be getting with you guys soon. My goal, of course, is to make a video a day. If time permits, I may make more than one video. But I just posted a few of my videos from last year. A few of what I think was my best videos as far as trying to encourage people to do certain things or impart some wisdom and whatnot. And of course, again, we have people that do not know how to park. And this was my issue last year when I made a video about people staying in their lane and in the race of life. And how easy it is to do if you it's like parking a car. But you have some people who cannot park. This guy just parked next to me. He's so close, I could reach from my driver's seat through the passenger window and touch his car. And he on his phone. he probably would have been able to talk a little better, but he was trying to park his car and on the phone at the same time. That's a pet peeve of mine. People, if you can't chew bubble gum and walk at the same time, why are you attempting to drive and communicate with somebody on the phone at the same time? You have hands free, like I have a hands free. I'm doing hands free right now. See, hands free. I don't get it. You know, the cell phones will cause accidents. I see several near accidents every day because I'm driving. I drive all the time, and it's always some person on their cell phone. Like, it is so important that you can't wait. If you don't have hands free, or if you don't have Bluetooth in your vehicle where you can communicate hands free, wait. Because while you're looking down at your phone, the car is still traveling. You thinking that it's not traveling that far or that fast, but it travels several hundred feet. I don't say several hundred feet per second, but several hundred feet while you on your phone checking a message that probably is really not all that important. You know. So I guess this video is going to be a hodgepodge of several things that go on. And I wanted to briefly cover the campaign for the last election, the discord from the last election, the results of the last election, and what's going on with the present administration that just got elected from the last election. Briefly. Okay. Trump was on his way out. You know, I don't have to elaborate on what he did when he was in office, how he was elected, what platform he ran on. It's very obvious. And how his message was catered to not some of the most smart people or among us. Consider the fact that I would call them zealots or supporters, made an attempt to take over the Capitol building on January the 6th of this year. They had hooks, ladders. Oh, wow. Hooks, ladders. The police were down. I mean, it was a group effort. Capitol Police, current military. Police were taking selfies with these jokers. They in the building running ruckshot over everything. Trash the joint. Defecating and urinating everywhere. And all because they weren't satisfied with the outcome of the election. He was a one-term president because of a lot of reasons. But I will say this. You knew where he was coming from. It wasn't a thing where you had to guess what type of politician he was, which I wouldn't call him a politician. I just call him a reality television star that just happened to be elected president. But besides that point, leading up to the election and campaign, there was discord among the black community about how we should deal with whomever received the Democratic nomination. So happened that Joe Biden received the nomination, basically coming from behind because his campaign was in the shitter until he had a major win in South Carolina. Jim Clyburn, I think, helped him win South Carolina, and then his campaign kind of took off Then it came to a point where he had to choose a running mate, and he chose Kamala Harris, whom I call Obama 2.0. He could have chose a 100% sister, but he chose a suspect sister that is black when it's convenient for her. So they run their campaign. We're at a crossroads where the previous Democratic president, President Barack Obama, basically ignored black people and didn't really do anything specific or of substance to our situation. Now, I won't take away from him the fact that he was a smart president and he brought the country out of a major recession in 2008. Even though he stated that he wasn't just black people president, he was everybody president, his actions proved otherwise. He didn't cater to his base. Black people have been voting in a block the last 50 years Democrat. So he received above 90% of the black vote in both of his elections. What did we receive? I voted for him twice. What did we receive in return? Nothing. Lip service, symbolism. So there was a split. You had those of us that were B1 that wanted to not really put all our eggs in one basket and just go with a Democrat nominee, but wanted to approach both candidates, Trump and Biden, and ask them what's in it for us if we support your campaign. So you had some people that were upset because Ice Cube had a plan for America, or whatever the name is, if I'm not mistaken. And he went to both sides. Oh, once he did that, and then the natives got restless, and he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's not a professional and a politician or whatever, and he just caught a lot of heat behind it because he was asking both candidates what's in it for us. And that seemed illogical. So then you had, Democrats know that they know that they've been getting our vote for free. So they came out with their scare tactics, saying that Trump's a racist. Well, basically stating the obvious. But you had people that refuse to do their homework before they cast their vote. So if those of us that didn't do our homework had done some and researched both candidates, we would have found that Joe Biden's been in politics over 50 years in the Senate. He was close to Strom Thurmond, which was a Dixiecrat back in the day and a segregationalist. He eulogized his funeral, and he wrote the 1994 crime bill. He wrote an anti-drug law in 1986 that created the disparity between crack and powder cocaine. And of course, he wrote the 1994 crime bill that Bill Clinton signed and that his wife supported, and along with 188 other Democrats that voted in favor of the bill at the time. So that's a little history. So with that, all that history and all that, we fell for the okie doke. I mean, when I say we as a people, because what one of us does majorly affects all of us, even though we would like to see ourselves as individuals, and that what we do only affects us. But whatever we do affects us as a group. So that's for those of you who are delusional, which a lot of you are. So no one, quote unquote, leader from that would be considered a civil rights leader from the last era made an effort to go to either candidate, or especially the candidates that we had supported the last 50 years. What are these cats? I can't remember these guys. Okay, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, and the like. Neither one of them went to to Biden and made any demand. Say, look, you know you're gonna get the black vote. What are we gonna get? And I'm quite sure we know, and they have their reasons for not doing that. So that makes their credibility is totally shot. They're for themselves, obviously. So, you had B1 Brigade, you had the New Black Media, several personalities on YouTube, came out and said, look, y'all, we need to hold our vote if we have to. But then you had celebrities coming out with the guilt trip about voting, saying, well, your ancestors died so you can have the right to vote. That is true. They died for us to be free, not only to have the right to vote. And if you are free, you are not beholden to or obligated to be loyal to either side. You're obligated to be loyal to yourselves and your people. Now, those of you who are individuals who think your success, any kind of success you had, be it receiving a college degree, a job, or whatever you achieve, those of you that think you've done it on your own, of your own accord, and no one paid the way for you, then this video is not for you. You need to probably change the channel. But, so then the election takes place. Biden barely won. He won by the hairs chinny chin chin. It was close. Reason being, you had a certain amount of people that crossed over, and I think that was a protest vote, in a protest, because the Democratic Party, we vote for them and they do nothing for us. So a lot of them went over to the other side and voted for Trump, and I think it was a protest vote. Reason being, from my perspective, or my opinion, is they did it because it was a protest vote. They were maybe saying, at least we know where he stands. Maybe that was the case. Myself and some others, quite a few others evidently, didn't vote at all. The excuse of the lesser of two evils, you shouldn't vote for evil at all. But to each his own. Those that did vote, felt that they were doing the right thing. So you can't knock them for that. But here are the results. No sooner than he was elected, they gave him the election, came out and said that he actually won, even though there was a discrepancy with a few states. And when that discrepancy was over and Trump finished doing everything he could to try to maybe flip the election, once that was over and we knew that Biden was going to be our president and Kamala Harris was going to be the vice president, no sooner than that, there was a meeting with him and some legacy civil rights leaders. And the conversations were leaked. And even though we were like, many of us would like to think that he's less ignorant than Trump, found out when the audio was leaked that it's really not that much difference between either individuals. You know what I'm saying? Maybe except that Biden is more of a politician than Trump was, and his history as a politician is way longer than Trump's would ever be, considering the fact that Trump probably wasn't a good president because he wasn't a good politician. He got elected because of the dissatisfaction of less educated and folk, felt like their vote, they didn't count. Okay, but that's a whole nother issue. Okay, so he's speaking to the legacy civil rights leaders and telling them what he is and is not going to do while he's president. He's not going to write an executive order for us that would, quote unquote, in his view, circumvent the Constitution. Okay? And that whites are going to be the minority in 40 years, and that we're going to have to learn to get along with the Hispanic community. That quote meant a whole lot. He said that because once he was sworn in, he came off with a bunch of executive orders, basically trying to make as many illegal immigrants citizens as possible, not addressing one issue that the people that put him in office have. Not one. Not implied immunity, that the police just they have the right to just shoot black people down like dogs, with not being held accountable. Our issues aren't secret. I don't have to go through them, because whomever is listening to this, that if you're a part of my community, if you're black, you know what our issues are. So when you break it down, he received of those black people that did vote Democrat, over 80% of the black vote. Over 80%. Then you had a female in Georgia that flipped Georgia, turned Georgia from red to blue. And Warnock won, became first black senator in 100 years, or first black senator ever from the state of Georgia. Flipped Georgia. I can't think of her name right now. She actually ran for governor of Georgia, but lost to Kemp. I think he finagled some stuff. But she got revenge because she flipped Georgia and made Georgia Democrat. Okay, so now Democrats have the executive office, their president, vice president. They have the tiebreaker vote in the Senate with Kamala Harris, and have the House. So instead of him coming out and, okay, I got to give them something because they put me in office, I have to give them something. His arrogant behind hasn't done or lifted a finger for the people that put him in office. Come out with civil rights legislation for Asians, more immigration executive order for immigrants, more for the LGBT community. He is doing a better job at ignoring black people than Obama did. Okay, but so how does that make us look? Now, I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but the truth is the truth is the truth. The truth don't have an agenda. And I just have one question. How long are black people going to bend over and take the high hard one for the Democratic Party? Okay, they made it seem like this guy, we had to get Trump out of office so bad. I don't want to think that our people are so simple that we would only want Trump gone, but elect a president that's not going to do absolutely anything for our situation. I would hope that we aren't that simple. Simple Simon. Not intelligent. Basically dumb. And I don't give a damn what you think about me. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can change the channel. But the truth is the truth. At some point, we're going to have to do things differently. And going to him saying, look, what are we going to get? He's saying, wait till I get in. So basically you got punked. Wait till I get in. He and have not lifted one finger. Don't even talk about the African American vote that put him in office. He recognizes it and say thank you. But he ain't gonna do nothing. And doing his best to cater to every other group because he's thinking ahead that, okay, I'm really screwed these Negroes this time. It may be a possibility that they might wake up and ain't no telling what's going to happen next election. That's if he lived to see next election. Kamala Harris wants to be the first female president, and I just have to do a different video on her because there's so many layers to her, who she is or who she says she is. She says she about 3-4 different people. But anyhow, we elected this guy president. So what are black people doing? Are we waiting and using the same excuses we used with President Obama, including myself? Oh, like, okay, he got to run again. He's going to do something. Give him time. He just got in there. The same excuses that we were using with President Obama. So we have the House, the Senate, and the Presidency. They could come up. They can come up with legislation to address a lot of our issues, and can't be stopped. Only thing they could do is filibuster. Kamala Harris got the tie-breaking vote in the Senate. Okay. They come up with a bill, George Floyd bill. Symbolism, because they know we don't fucking read. Read the bill. More for police. They named the bill the George Floyd bill, and when you read it, it wouldn't even have kept him from getting murdered. So they always come at us with symbolism, and we fall for it. Symbolism. Oh, at least Trump ain't in. How, we're at the point where it's real that, like, these next 4 years are going to be rough. It's going to be rough. So I'm not at liberty, or do I want to sugarcoat a damn thing? I'm not. And you have 4 years, the rest of this year, the rest of his first term, to listen to my mouth. If you don't want to listen to it, you know what the door is. But I'm going to say what I'm going to say. That was not real smart of us, of those of us that voted, to vote this man in and make no demands. Okay, you thinking he was Obama vice president, so he gonna... Come on, man. We have to do our homework. Nobody wants to do homework. And then you make these emotional statements. Emotion has nothing to do with politics. It has to do that's why they take advantage of us, because we're emotional, and it's about, with us, it's about if we like you or not. It matters a damn about who's being liked. It's business. And that's our issue as a people. We can't work with people that we don't like. The Asians run black hair because black women can't get along. If a black woman open up a nail shop, it's an issue. because black women are, it's a competition thing, or I can't stand her and this and that. They can't come together, you know, to break Koreans' chokehold on black hair, on the black beauty industry. Billions of dollars that could go to some black women, but we can't get over our issue with each other. Well, this and that, you know, and you know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What in the hell is going to happen to our kids and grandkids? What we're going to do? We're going to pass the same nonsense down to them so they can continue on making the same dumb mistakes. And if you're offended, I hope you are fucking offended, because it's stupid to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and not getting a different result. Like, I gives a damn about like. Like don't pay my bills. Like don't put oxygen in my lungs. I don't gives a damn about like. Like don't do nothing. It's business. Quid pro quo. A favor for a favor. You vote for me, or not vote for me. I vote for you. I need this, 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 and this. Not I vote for you and you do whatever the hell you want when you get in there, because that's exactly what's going to happen. But then you got your diehards that's going to take up for him no matter what he doesn't do for black people, as long as Trump ain't in. Where's the common sense in that? Somebody explain to me, please. Well, at least it ain't Trump. And he totally ignoring your black behinds. Totally. You know, I'm spitting venom. I'm cutting for the next 4 years and some change, because something has got to change. There's no way in the hell that when 2024 roll around, we could do the same dumb shit that we did this time. It's what? So it's one thing to be thought as being not intelligent. It's another thing to keep proving them right. They treat us like we stupid. They want us to stand in line to be inoculated, us as a people. So they get all kinds of celebrities, get a doctor to come on a show and talk to black people on BET, a show on BET, and talk to black people like we stupid. Well, these y'all seen it. I don't even have to even go through what the doctor said, how she was talking.